what's your, you got to be a student of this. You know what I'm saying? You got to really breathe it. You got to, just like a basketball player. You know what I'm saying? They got a ball in their trunk everywhere they go. They got basketball shorts underneath their jeans, maybe. You know what I mean? Rap got to be a second nature to you. It's not a thing that you just put on and you just say, I'm here, I'm rapping now. Like, you got to really be authentic. That's what I would say. That's your first basis. And I will also say, a lot of times, I mean, we seeing it now where they blowing up overnight, but I'm gonna say don't expect to blow up overnight. Even still, with all this clout wave and people blowing up overnight, I'm still saying like don't expect to just blow up overnight because it don't happen like that in the reality for the you know what I'm saying, for the masses.
Mo,
You saying the question was, what's it? What advice you give anybody that's starting or wanting to get into music
like right now, 2022.
right now? Learn how to register your music properly. Learn, basically get familiar with BMI or ASCAP. Learn what those are and what those do for you. Learn how to copyright your music. You know what I'm saying? Um, because you can be an artist from sitting on your behind at home nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You got virtual studios and all. So I would say get your business in order. You know what I'm saying? Find out how to own your music. You know what I'm saying? And definitely keep good business with your producers or management. You know, you got promotions that you got to deal with. It's a lot.
I want you, man, to talk about because I remember, man, you came to Rika say, hold on, if I share that thought, don't let anybody pimp your stuff. Facts. I remember you coming to me, and we had copyright, conversations, and how guys, man, would come to you, do music. Give us some of those scenarios where in your early start to where you did music for people, and they didn't want you to copyright anything. They didn't want you to get no publishing. How did you deal with that? What was your thinking when you was going through that?
a, a lot of artists thought they were just buying merch, I guess, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like I bought this shirt. This is my shirt. You know what I'm saying? And not knowing the details on splits and you know what I'm saying? Understanding that there's points in the point system in this. You know what I'm saying? So they'll just give you some money and which you've explained to them it's a lease, but they ain't heard nobody else on your beat or whatever, and then they hear somebody else on the beat, then they calling you like, hey man, that's my beat. Like, bro, you don't even own anything, you know what I'm saying? Like all you did is pay for usage at this point, you know what I'm saying? And that goes back to, the basics, you know what I'm saying? Are you even registered to even put your music out?
Right,
Why you sitting up here talking about that's your beat?
right, right,
You know,
right.
ownership, man. Ownership. Learn what you're getting yourself into when it comes down to being an artist or a producer.
Facts, big facts.
So what was one of the hardest lessons, Mo, that you had to learn being a producer that kind of caused you to kind of make that shift to really become more about the business rather than just loving music? Can you give us a specific scenario that you was in that caused you to say, man, you know what? Once I get through this situation, I'm really going to be about my business.
Hmm. When what was the comment? Don't let nobody pimp your shit.
Like, shit, nigga.
I was getting pimped. I was getting pimped, man. I was getting pimped and didn't realize it because they was feeding me jewels and little, you know what I'm saying? Little money here and there that kept me happy and kept me in the lavish things and, you know what I'm saying? Just giving me a different lifestyle that I wasn't used to. So they kind of blinded me. Um, and I was satisfied with that. You know what I'm saying? So it
Mm.
situations like that situations like that, man, made me take it real serious. Knowing, looking in the mirror, like, damn, boy, you being pimped for real. Like, they got your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So you had to go back. You got to do research. You got to find out why. Then you'll understand. Like, damn, if I knew this, I would have did it a lot different.
I want to dig it. I want to dig into that. Somebody's giving you what you want, because I had my own story. You know, working with someone from Def Jam that got me into the business. I'm a session player, and I'm finishing songs. I'm doing bridges, putting piano parts in, horn parts in, and I didn't know the business. I only asked for, and he gave me what I asked for. I didn't ask for publishing because I didn't know about publishing.
You ain't know nothing about it.
I didn't know nothing about it, right? I just asked for a dollar amount and gave me the dollar amount, right? And so I've been in that situation too, where you ask for something and they give you what you're asking for, but what you should be asking for, you don't know to ask for.
Right.
And when you find out later, once you've already agreed that you will take this, and they give you what you ask, what does that feel like? What does that let everybody like? I want to know, what does that make you feel? Because I know with me, you mad, but you can't get mad because at the time they didn't mess you over because they gave you what you wanted.
What you asked for, right?
But you just was illiterate and ignorant to not know what to ask for.
Right.
But the deal is already in the oven, baking, and you agreed to it. How did that make you feel? How did that make you feel? And like, what did you go through mentally and psychologically? Like, what was that like?
I mean, a lot of my situations like that was minor, but it could have been real bad. You know what I'm saying? I remember a situation where I was working for a label, and I was there for service from Wednesdays, if I remember, Wednesdays to Friday or something like that. The deal was $500 for those couple of days. Anything that I upsell as far as beats or anything like that, it's on my time, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I need to be working with these artists, producing, putting out product. But I came across some paperwork, man, and it was a song that did pretty good. Got a video for it and everything. The investments that was put into the song versus what I got paid for just being there was times 10. You know what I'm saying? So I felt stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't bring it up, you know, but it made me realize, like, it's way more than just getting a dollar right now. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is life lasting, you know what I'm saying? It's never ending story when it comes down when you get deep into the business aspect and putting your stuff in properly. Like, you can live off this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not have to go to work. I felt crazy. I was humiliated, man. And I did all the work, you know? So it's like, damn. Like, what the hell? Are you serious? And then what, you gonna go question the nigga like, hey, man, what's this? Look at you crazy, man. Like, nigga, if you don't get your... all you do is spin the records, nigga.
Spin the records, nigga.
For real. I feel stupid, man.